Yo, what's goody? It's your boy Ace Boogie, plant eater and truth speaker. Happy Saturday. Happy Sabbath, man. Today is the day the Lord hath made. Recently, I've been super fascinated with the biblical stories. If you subscribe to my channel, you saw that I just recently posted Dissecting the Bible or Dissecting Religion. I don't really know what I'm calling it yet. I'm still figuring all of that out. But I did the vine and the branches. I kind of went through it. That's the topic. I guess I should have started there, you know. What's the topic of today's episode? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm even talking about. This is what they talk about. When you make YouTube videos, don't just fucking wing it, you know. Make sure you have a plan. I kind of have a plan. I wanted to talk a little bit about original sin. Original sin is going to be the topic of this week. So we're going to be going through Genesis. I think I'm going to kind of explore some of the original ideas in the Bible, because I tend to look at the biblical stories as if they're all true. I look at them like, how could someone have thought this to really be true? So I really wanted to make a YouTube channel about really getting into the deeper ideas of religion, because I think that a lot of people think about religion in this sort of larger than life way, right? Like they're imagining as though it's magic, right? And the Bible is way deeper than magic. It's because it's actually addressing the laws of nature, right? And the laws of life. It actually tells you how the game works. So a lot of people believe that like we're in a simulation. Okay, if you want to believe we're in a simulation, that's actually helpful for this metaphor that I'm going to say. Because if we're in a simulation, the simulation has rules, and the rules can't be changed, right? Like when you play Monopoly or when you play any other game, the rules are the rules of the game, right? You can't just like go and change up the rules. And so where do you go to find the rules? You go to the instruction manual. And so essentially the Bible is kind of like life's instruction manual. But not in the sense that, you know, the rules tell you that you're a bad person, right? Just like the rules in a video game don't say you're a bad person. It's like, no, you just can't do that, right? Now, if you watched my last video, you know what I believe sin is. Sin was derived from an archery term called hamartia or hamartia. I'm not really sure exactly how to say it, but hamartia is an archery term that means to miss the mark, right? So to sin, so all sins are personal, right? Because your consciousness is God. We revere consciousness as the Almighty, and I'll explain why that is as well. We go into that. I go into that more in my last video, so check that out. Consciousness can be characterized as your future self trying to manifest itself in the present moment. So sin is to miss the mark, right? And all sins are personal. So you personally miss the mark. We're aiming creatures as human beings, right? Human beings are aiming, targeted creatures. We see with our eyes and then we move towards an object. And actually when we move towards an object our target, when we move towards our target, we experience more positive emotion. When we move away from our target, we experience more negative emotion, right? So when you think about the rules of life in the video game, there's the end goal, the target is at the end, right? And that's your point B, your destination. Now, if you're trying to get there, then presumably that would be a straight line. If you really hit it on the nail, you're gonna get to your destination like quick and easy, like that. You know exactly what to do. But life isn't like that, right? You have your destination and you try everything that you can to get there, to get to that point, but you inevitably will miss the mark. You'll inevitably mess up. That's why everyone sins. We are all sinners, right? And if you continue to purposefully sin in your own life, it's gonna mean death, right? Sinning is not an imposition of external morality. No one else can really judge you for the sin, for your mistakes, because they're your mistakes, right? And they're yours to make. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna sin. You're not gonna get to point B just, you know, like you, with the cheat code. Nobody has the cheat code to life, right? But we have this book that's our instruction manual that helps to kind of guide us in how to exactly get to that that heavenly like destination that we all hope and dream for. So sin is a lot less. It's a lot less scary, right? Another thing too that we'll talk about is how there really isn't, there's no hell. There's no hell after death. There's actually no real, the Bible doesn't talk much about what happens after death because the game is over. Death is the end, right? Like there is nothing after death. You played the game, and essentially you can win or lose based off of your own judgment, right? You judge yourself at the end of your life. You feel regret, you feel loss, you feel or you feel joy, you feel grateful for your family, that your family is around you, and you want to have your family around you. You want to die on your terms, right? And so so the book actually kind of talks about it actually guides you on how to die on your terms, right? How to die righteously, how to live righteously so that you can die righteously. So we'll talk a little bit about hell, heaven, also on earth. One thing I'm really interested in exploring is the Garden of Eden and how and what it sort of represents in the beginning, but also what it means at the end. Because the Garden of Eden is supposed to come back to earth, and we'll talk a little bit about that, because I believe that humans are God, right? Like we are made in God's image. We have that ability to be as God, and we'll talk about that too. We'll explore some of those ideas. I'll elaborate on all of this, trust me. And if you have any questions about anything that I'm saying, I'd love to answer them. I'll probably, actually, if you guys want to send me questions in this video, if you watch this video and you want to send me questions, please do. I'll probably do a video for that. I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought. Dang, what was I? For real. See, this is why I should keep a list. Guys, keep a list, man. Keep a list, cause this is I'm so scatterbrained. I'm so, I know it looks like I have my shit together a lot of times, but I really don't. I'm going through life trying to figure this shit out just like everybody else, man. But I'm really trying. I came up with this sort of this little, and it's hard to find words sometimes. Sometimes I get in my head, I get a little bit nervous. about what I'm saying, or I get self-conscious. Oh, it's terrible being self-conscious, yo. And that's why I don't like doing these YouTube videos. Like, I wish I could see the person, you know, on the other side, and but I can't. And so, look, baby, thank you. Look at that. Got me some
juice. All kinds of juice.
All kinds of juice. Juicy lips. This is my life, yo. This is heaven. I just get copious amounts of celery juice on demand. I didn't even ask for it. It's just here. And then she goes singing. Look, and I get a little serenade. Juice and serenade. You know, sometimes she gets comments like, you know, imagine living with her. And yeah, you know, it gets a little irritating at times, but you know, she has such a beautiful voice. It's like, man, like she can sing anything, and I'm like, I'm happy. But nah, it just helps us to manifest, to be like, oh, in the future we're gonna have like a little recording booth, so she could be in there and record as many times as she want, so I don't have to hear stab that sweet potato, stab that sweet potato, stab that sweet potato, stab. One time I woke up to her saying that stab, and I was like, I just want to sleep. Hey, she starts her class in 4 minutes, so I guess that makes me need to rush. Okay, here we go. So I am actually a terrible procrastinator. This YouTube channel is me trying to find words. I'm dyslexic. I really don't like improvisation. I have to do it a lot of times, but it terrifies me because I have fear of the unknown. Even though I'm an actor, actually being an actor, I have a script, right? I have something that I get to rehearse, and I do it. I can perfect it and mold it until I really feel good about it, about going out on stage or, you know, saying it on camera. But, you know, without a script, it's like, I'm always just a little nervous. So I think I'm gonna try to get a little bit better about organizing my notes and making these videos. But right now, I'm just focused on like, push the button, you know, start recording, let's get it done. So I don't procrastinate anymore. I'm trying to, like, one thing, you know, one battle at a time. So first we'll get the procrastination down. We'll get the videos out, so you guys, because I have a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. And I think things that you'll benefit, because I have such a beautiful life with my beautiful wife. And, you know, we get to sing songs and make content, and you know, we're making money, and we're not making tons of money right now, but the future is really bright for us, and I'm gonna be doing this as much as I possibly can just to get better at it. I'd love to host a show of my own, so it'll be really interesting watching this video, like just with me trying to riff. I wonder if I have any of the like old content, because I've tried to start a YouTube channel a lot of times. I've tried this a couple different times, you know, but it's about the consistency, and, like, you know, life gets ahead of you. But we'll talk about that too, because I think that all of the rules to life lie in the book, in the Bible, because it's a book written by everybody and nobody. God is everybody and nobody, so it makes sense why people would think that God wrote it, because God did write it, because God is everybody and nobody, right? So that's a whole thing we'll go into as well. But you know, and I definitely do. That's the other thing I'll say about, you know, doing this, is that it's easier when I have somebody else to riff off of, or like bounce ideas off of, and see, you know, like, obviously that's why G is so great. Like, we go to parties sometimes, and you know, we go to parties sometimes, and she I can just trust that she'll go and talk to whoever. Like, you know, she'll talk to anybody, and people love her. People love me too, but you know, I like to sit back, you know. I like to sit back a little bit and feel the situation out before I show myself, because like I said, like I like to rehearse. I like to just, you know, feel comfortable, feel prepared, right? I like to rehearse because I like to be prepared and be ready for a moment and feel like, and I don't want to do it until like I'm ready to do it. That's how I was with riding bikes. That's how I was with roller skating. That's how I was with acting, with everything. Like, it's just like when I wasn't going to do it. No, that's how it was with reading. Because being dyslexic, it was like, and I didn't know I was dyslexic, so that was a tough little battle. But being dyslexic, you know, oh shit, the class is starting. I'll make this quick, but it is tough, you know. So my mom would be trying to teach me how to read, and I'm like, no, you know, I don't want to. I'm not gonna do it. And like now, I love to read, even though I read very slow because I'm dyslexic. I'm gonna get the training, but and then also being dyslexic, I'm like, a lot of times I can't find the words that I'm thinking in my head. So that's why I don't like improvisation as well. But I'm saving up to get that. The dyslexia training is $3,000, so I'm excited about setting that as a goal. Right now, I'm just working on getting debt free. Anyway, I'm all over the place right now. Thank you guys for watching and checking me out. If you want to see more content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the little bell at the bottom to get notifications every time I post something. And yeah, just keep coming, y'all. Yeah, this is peace.